Holly McKhann, realtor here in downtown San Clemente with my clients Paul and Christiana, who did an amazing restoration job of this 1929 historical Ole Hanson home. Ole Hanson was the founder of San Clemente, and there are still a number of his original homes. Paul, how many are there still?
There's about 140.
140 homes. So this is one of them. And I'm excited for them to tell you all the little loving restorations they did to this amazing house. So Paul, do you want to say anything before we get started on the tour?
Well, we decided to name the house after this fig tree that's right here, which is about 75 years old. So we call it Casa Higuera after the fig tree.
I love it. And it's a fruitful tree, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, let's take a step inside to the courtyard area and see what else they did. So tell us about what you guys did right here.
So what was interesting about the house was that there was a lot of water and soil that had flowed into the garage. And so the garage was severely damaged. Yeah. And we were able to excavate this area, create this beautiful wall that matches the wall that was existing around the house, and have an outdoor dining area and access to the garage, which has been very useful for us.
It makes for great entertainment.
It's a great entertainment space.
And at night it's just magical with all the lighting you guys did and everything.
Thank you.
Well, let's step over here and tell us about this area too.
So Christiana, we had a opening party for my birthday, and this area was used for a taco truck.
Okay.
And we decided, this would be a great spot to have a permanent seating area with a fireplace and some seats. And we actually use this a lot. In fact, you were here at one of our events not that long ago.
I got to be the enjoyer of it.
And actually what I love is because we created these different little intimate seating areas, we're able to fit about 25 people just right here in the front yard. People sit up on the wall, they sit in the seats, we have the fire pit going. So it's really a great place to entertain and have family.
Yeah, the true indoor-outdoor living. Mostly outdoor when you're having a party, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's step up to the porch.
Okay.
A lot of the homes in San Clemente have a lot of beautiful ornate detail, even though they're small bungalows. Ours is what I call more of a ranchero style. So it's very plain, but it has the wonderful details of the red cement, which we left and did not repair because I love the worn look of it. And we decided to put up here what we imagined people might have had was some outdoor rocking chairs, and we can sit up here and it's so quiet during the day and the evening to overlook the yard.
Beautiful.
Another thing that we did was replace all of the beams on the roof, many of them right here, all of these in this area, and many of them on the roof because they were damaged. Again, with the concept of being able to preserve this house for the next 100 years.
So here we are in the living room with the fireplace. Tell us about what you changed to this.
The fireplace is original, the beehive fireplace, which is amazing. It didn't have the mantle. It had a makeshift mantle when we bought the house, and we plastered a mantle that would be useful for us and also add to the elements that were already here.
And I think what's really cool is in the fireplace, which was only wood burning at the time, we've created a gas burning fireplace. We still left the plate with the etching of the family's name on it, because under that plate is a square hole, and they would have dumped the ashes down. On the outside of the house is a very charming little metal door where they would have gotten the ashes. So we tried to leave some of the historical pieces.
Amazing. Now tell us about the floors, because they look original, but I don't think they are.
Well, the original floors, unfortunately, the owners that had this house had let the floors and a lot of the house get severely damaged to the point where they were unrepairable. And I managed to find these floors online, and we replaced them. But they look original, and they basically, they feel original to us.
Yeah, they look perfectly blending in. Is there anything else you want to talk about in the living room?
The other thing that we did was where you see a niche opening. These were all original small doors, which you'll see as we go down the hall. And we realized we didn't need an extra 5 doors in the house to go into each room. So we created the arched openings that would look very authentic to keep the flow of the house going and still keep the charm of the Spanish style.
Love that.
Yeah, again, the idea is to make the house be accessible and usable for the next 100 years for a modern family.
The dining area. So tell us about what you guys did in here and what you kept.
I love the charm. I'm going to call it more of a breakfast room than a dining area because it's so small. We kept and lovingly restored the original windows, which were quite a bit of work. And of course, we left the darling niches here because they're so charming and original. And the floor you'll see in the kitchen and in the dining room, we did have to change because it was very damaged linoleum. But in one little corner back there, we kept a square of the original linoleum and tiled over it as sort of an homage to the owners.
Oh, how thoughtful. I love this room, and I got to enjoy at your party sitting here with my family, and it just feels so wonderful when you're in it, especially at night. And I love this light fixture. It looks really old, but is it?
No, but it does look really old. And again, we wanted to keep with the light fixture something that might have been used back then.
It's perfect. I love when you get the new things that look like they fit in with the old things. So great job. So tell us about what changed here in the kitchen and all of this.
Well, the kitchen is an area that we use a lot. We love to cook, we love to entertain, and this area was neglected, to say the least. And so behind us was actually a laundry room with a storage, and it was not useful for us. So we had an idea of trying to open it up and create it as part of the kitchen. And in so doing, we made all of this extra space, which we use. Christiana found that beautiful cabinet, which goes perfectly with this kitchen. And we got appliances and different of the accessories and that would actually make this kitchen be useful for us.
Well, and I do have to point out that the large arch that you see, when we opened up the wall and took out the pocket door from the 70s, we discovered that arch was actually the original shape of an arch.
Wow.
So that may have been used as more of a butler's pantry back in the day, and somebody turned it into more of a utility room. So it was kind of fun to find out that that big arch was actually originally there.
Was this arch also here, or did you guys add that?
Everywhere you see an arch was a door.
Okay.
In the same style as the one that was here.
But it's beautiful. It looks like this is what it was meant to be.
Right.
You guys did a better job than the first one.
Oh, thank you. Well, and the other thing we did was we're real into lighting that can be dimmed and all that. So we have a lot of overhead lighting, which wasn't here, and then replaced a fixture that had been replaced several times before we got here with something that we feel is more of the era.
Oh, it's perfect. Once again, it blends in. You wouldn't know that it's brand new. Well, let's keep going. Coming down the hallway, you enter a bathroom first. So Christiana, tell us about what you guys did to this bathroom.
Well, unfortunately, we don't know what the original bathroom looked like because this had been redone somewhere in the late 60s or 70s. So it was very dated tile. It was a very old bathtub and a vanity sink that didn't match. So we gutted the entire bathroom and we added something that would be a little bit more useful, which is a shower. We didn't put a door on it because you don't need it. We love it open. We found an old sink that we replaced. And I love the tile that we use. This is an Italian tile. They no longer make it. But under the paint is actually terracotta. So it's a big, thick terracotta tile that might have been used back in the day.
So here we are in one of the bedrooms. Why don't you tell us about what you guys did to this room and what you can see beyond it?
Okay, so this is one of two bedrooms. We call this the guest room. And I think the special thing about this room is what we created that you can see out the window. So any green that you see, including the avocado tree, we planted. That was just an old fence falling down and it was nothing pretty to look at. The other cute feature in this room is the door, which is one of the original doors, and we kept a number of them in the house, and Paul had to painstakingly repair them. It's the original hardware on the door, so you can see how little the doors were back then, but we've left them in all special places in the house so you can see them.
I love it. Such a great detail. So here we are standing in what is now the primary bedroom, right? And why don't you tell us about what you did here?
Well, this was the original bedroom, had a window right here.
Okay.
And a closet right here. And what we did was got approved through the city to add to an area in the back that was really an unused spot in the house presently. Originally, it would have been used because it would have had a view to the ocean. But when all the building around us happened, it became unused. And so we added to the bathroom, which really made the house with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, something that we could live in for the rest of our life if we wanted to.
Because originally it was a 2-bed, 1-bath.
Correct.
So it's not very functional in today's world for anyone to have only 1 bathroom, 1 toilet, 1 shower. That's just not enough.
No.
So adding that second bathroom added a huge amount of
utility and value. We also, as just to add on to what Christiana was talking about, every one of the windows has greenery, something pretty to look at that creates some privacy. So we just love that this house has all that.
Well, and I love that you called it a cocoon. It just feels like your own little world in here.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, well, let's go see this new bathroom you added on.
Where we added the master bath, which honestly changed the living ability of the entire house. I love that this was just an old brick broken down patio. And what we did was, first of all, we created a nice, beautiful pocket door that would be very cohesive with the other doors in the house, the original doors for privacy. And then as you come into the bathroom, we got a lot of bathroom out of this little patio space. We were able to put in a beautiful glass shower with some vintage tiles on the shower floor that make it sort of really pretty and fitting with the times. I, of course, had to have a bathtub, and in this space, we put a little Japanese soaking tub. I love that we did a window, and again, we have total privacy in this house. That's just showing off a great tree on the side of the house. And of course, with all the special lighting and the cabinets, we did a separate water closet with tons of space. The drawers are tons of space for things, and of course, the closet. So not only did we add a beautiful, usable extra bathroom, but we have a lot of storage this house didn't have before. We had custom-built cabinets, and you have the plumbing, so you have to be careful with the room and the cabinets. And yet, the person who made the cabinets for us really took that into consideration, so we get absolutely the most storage space we can. We used quartz here instead of real marble. In the kitchen, we used real marble because that would have been more authentic for the time, but we used the quartz so that, of course, you're in a bathroom, you're not leaving any rings. I love that these just look like mirrors, but in fact, they're medicine cabinets. So again, a lot more storage. Paul built beautiful cabinets also in the water closet. So we've got cabinets here, there, and everywhere, making the most of a very small space.
Give us a tour of what you guys have done to the outside of the home, the finishing touches here.
Excited to. All right.
Okay.
Let's go. All of this is planted, many of them from native varieties throughout the neighborhood. We replanted some things that we found, including the agaves. This is original, the concrete and the curved planter box, which is what we duplicated down below on all the curves on the retaining walls. And you come through this way. We have Steely Dan, a sculpture from Christiana's brother. Any of the greenery that you see, with the exception of the big trees, are things that we've planted. So any of this, our grandchildren's cute playhouse. We tried to make an outdoor living area in the small space that we had here. So this is a spot that we can, if we're not sitting on the porch, we come out and have coffee. And the avocado tree, which we love, is bearing tons of avocados in only 3 years. Anna's mom, who brought this back from Mexico, and you explain what it is, honey.
So this is a tableau, and the thing about the tableaus is they're very famous in Mexico because you have your patron saints on there. And my mother lived in Mexico for 20 years, and so we got this as a gift from her home in Mexico. I also have to point out that all of the concrete here is new, and they did a beautiful job with matching the original red concrete. Um, the fence is all new. The fence was falling down when we got here. But let's take you around the side of the house, which doesn't seem interesting, except for the fact that we added more room to a 950 square foot house. So we can park bikes back here. We can park the playhouse when we're not using it. So we'll follow Paul around.
All right. All the plants that we see on this side are things that we have planted to give us some privacy. This is the pineapple guava that actually bears fruit right here that you see out the window from the primary bathroom. Christiana has added some cute little elements for the grandkids to find along their journeys on this little windy path that we built so that we could retain the trees that were existing and still have a little bit more room to walk around this area. A persimmon tree that actually bears fruit. So we have a ton of fruit-bearing trees. Historically, plants weren't planted just for the visual aspects of them, but also to provide some nourishment.
I have to admit, this front porch is so beautiful and inviting. And occasionally when I'm driving home from the beach, I'll see these two sitting here and I run up and say hi. So if you're ever in Southwest San Clemente, you might see them. But let's just close it out. What else would you guys like to say about your home?
We're so proud to be good stewards of a historical home, and we'd like to encourage other people with historical homes in San Clemente to follow suit. We have something so special that no other town in Orange County has, so we're really proud of it.
I agree. Thank you so much for joining us on this visit to our wonderful restored historic home.